This is a 2024 Ioniq 6 SE long-range rear-wheel drive. This is Tesla's new 2024 Model 3 rear-wheel drive. The color on the Hyundai is transmission blue. It's like a flat gray with a blue flake through it. It's a beautiful color. And this is one of Tesla's newer colors, stealth gray. It's almost like a charcoal, very close to black. So both of these cars are rear-wheel drive and close to their entry-level models. These are not apples to apples. If this was Tesla's new rear-wheel drive long-range model, these are almost an identical spec, both starting at $42,000 and getting 360 miles of range out of both of them. So we are going to do an in-depth comparison of both of these today. I'm going to show you what Hyundai does better. I'm going to show you what Tesla does better. We're even going to do an interior sound test, because that was one thing before that Tesla had an issue with. There was a lot of cabin noise. Hyundai has always been good about that, so we're going to test that toward the end of the video to get a more in-depth overview of you watching this behind your television screen or on the toilet or at work or while you're eating dinner. I hope this is a helpful video to you. Also, I had to go with this hat today. I'm not going to come in unannounced with the hat because it's 109 degrees outside and we're cooking. So that's what's going on. Now, one thing I want to show you immediately, active arrow in the front here. This is actually to open up for heating and cooling purposes, and then it can close up so the car can be more aerodynamically efficient. So that's a cool feature there. Now, we also have Hyundai's new logo here. It's flat into the front, the H, and there's also the H Morse code on the steering wheel. So those 4 dots on the steering wheel are Morse code for H. I thought that was a cool feature. Now, one thing Tesla is really good at is packaging. So let's see up front here. Look at this. We got tennis. Let's see what my serve looks like. We've got tennis. It's not bad. So we got tennis. We're playing sports in the Tesla. What are we doing with the Hyundai? Not gonna lie, I was slightly worried that ball was gonna go over the edge there, but your boy's a professional tennis player. So yeah, we can't even store a tennis racket up here. So that's kind of a problem. Again, in electric vehicles, they should be using these spaces efficiently. There's no engine up here. Why do you have to have all this stuff? Can they not do it better? But a lot of people don't care about the frunk and don't use it, but I did want to point out that difference right up front. Now, let's head over to the side of the Ioniq 6. See, this is how, it's just fun to do videos like this as opposed to being like, Hyundai came out with the new Ioniq 6 and we're gonna show you today's differences on CNET. CNET's actually not bad, but it's just, you know, it's standard. It's the corporate media. All right, let's take a look at these seats. These seats on the build sheet, they're called black. So they're double black. And it's just, I mean, I feel like it's an NPC seat. Now, as you can see here, the driver's seat is powered and you have lumbar support, so that's nice. And surprisingly, these are both heated seats in the front of the Hyundai. Now, over to the Tesla, one of their new features is they have cooled seats on all models starting in 2024. So you can keep the P and the V cold on long road trips. You're just getting sucked through the seat. So that is a nice feature that the Tesla has that the Hyundai does not. Now, more storage features onto the rear of the vehicle. Also, let's take a look at this deck lid back here. So you can see it's almost like an air-cooled 911, kind of like that with this. And then you click right here. I don't know if that might be Morse code for open. I don't know. Then we got charging cable, and we have a tiny bit of storage here. That's cool. I would have loved to see how this went on here. It's probably like, it's probably really satisfying to see how that went on. So you could basically keep a Game Boy back here or a charging cable. So not a ton back there, but they do have, that's actually nice, they finished this off. You do get your tire mobility kit, which is locked into place there, and it's a decent trunk space. But over to the Tesla, let's see what we got back here. Also, we've done this aftermarket upgrade here. This is from T-Parts. Real carbon fiber matte spoiler, incredible build quality. I will have this linked in the description with a discount code. I love this spoiler. It's been a really high quality piece. So if you're looking for one, this is the one to go with because it matches the OEM build. Now, in the back of the Model 3, we have space here, and then you know, the trunk. But then you also have this huge rear sub compartment down here where you can store things like your compressor or flat tire kit, some paper towels. All that stuff can be stored under here while still having a ton of space here. So far, Tesla's packaging is better. They're using space more effectively. But overall, what I like that Hyundai does, we gotta go back and forth. I'm not like biased. I have no agenda here. I'm not paid by either of these companies. I don't care, okay? This is what I see. What's nice about the Hyundai is it has familiar buttons. Let's hop inside to show you what I'm talking about. So look at that, made space for cameraman. He can get in now comfortably. Into the air, this is just an excuse to get into the air conditioning because we're dying. You come into the steering wheel here. You have a bunch of buttons over here and here. Now, I think these are slightly overwhelming because as you're on a road trip, as you're in traffic trying to move along here, you're like, okay, where's this button? What does this button do? And it might take you a while to get used to that. But what's nice about it is you have all of these familiar buttons. Here's your air conditioning. You don't have to look at the screen or anything like that. Very weird that the window switches are on the middle here. I went to get coffee today and I pulled up to the drive-thru and I was like, and kind of freaked out. And then I just realized it was in the middle here. So there's all that, kind of an interesting feature. This button right here, auto hold, means when you come to a stop, the car will hold itself without you having to have your foot on the brake. That's like Tesla's single pedal driving. They also have these paddle shifters here so you can adjust the regenerative braking. And that's reflected right here on the screen. So when I shift it, it goes down to level 1, 0, and then all the way up to iPedal, which is their regenerative braking system. It also has this really cool button right here with your drive mode, so you can click it. Again, this is so easy to access, whereas Tesla makes you get into the screen here, which to some people, that's intimidating to them. They don't want to deal with it, but they still want to drive an electric vehicle, and that's where these more traditional manufacturers come into play. Hyundai being one of them that makes a great electric vehicle. This thing can charge up to 80% in only 18 minutes with a max charging speed of 350 kilowatts. This one has a 77.4 kilowatt hour battery pack. It's very efficient. You can get a ton of range out of it, 360 miles, and it should now have access to Tesla's supercharger system. The other thing that this has that people love is Apple CarPlay. The problem is that this Apple CarPlay is wired, so you need to have this USB-C charging cable clunking around in your vehicle. You can't just keep your phone in your pocket and get in and Apple CarPlay starts to work. So I think that that's a shame, and I think they need to fix that. On Genesis models, it's wireless, all that stuff, so I think that's something that they need to look into. More positives here. Huge open space to keep water and or keep your water bottle or whatever. Or if you got a 40 like me, look at that. It can actually fit that water bottle. So that is kind of cool there, plus even more storage down below. So they've done a really nice job with storage on the interior of this vehicle, and these screens are nice with the capability to get software updates. But software updates are something we need to go to the Tesla for. Now, Tesla's infotainment system and interior as a whole is very minimalistic, simplistic, all the istics. And the nice thing about this infotainment system is I have a Tesla Model Y now that is 4 years old, and I still am getting updates to it that give me like a renewed excitement about owning a vehicle. A lot of times when you own a vehicle into the future, the new one comes out, like BMW, every couple years, it's something new and big that makes yours feel old and dated. Whereas Tesla really invests a ton, these are software-based vehicles, they invest a ton into keep adding features and listening to their buyers to see what they want, or maybe they'll remove a feature and a bunch of people complain, hey, we wanted that, and then they bring that feature back. So for example, this feature right here, I talk about it a lot. This didn't come with my Model Y, it came with the newer cars. When you put your turn signal on, it uses the cameras to show what is in your blind spot. So that's a really nice feature. My car didn't come with that, but now because of software, it has that feature. And there's various other things like that around the vehicle that you can get. I was also able to add an acceleration boost. So I took my 0 to 60 from 4.8 seconds down to 4.2 seconds. The long range models have that ability. So this over time will continue to get better. So another example of this is green light traffic chime. So actually it says green traffic light chime. Green light traffic chime, I think, is a better wording of that. But anyways, when the light turns green, there's a little ding to let you know it's time to go, so you're not sitting there on your phone driving people insane sitting behind you. So again, another feature that they were able to use the cameras on the vehicle to do. I think that that is really cool, and that's what Tesla does a really nice job of. On top of that, they also have voice commands. So you hit this little microphone right here on the steering wheel. You click this and say, open charge port. and then pop, and you can see the charge port opens, and it even shows you that the charge port is open. So I will even put the rear window down, and it shows you exactly where the rear window is down. So they just are really dialed in terms of software. There's no one that's even really that close to them. I would say Rivian is kind of close to them, but they don't have Apple CarPlay, and a lot of people absolutely love that. So just something to consider. The other thing that a lot of people don't think about is the roof in these things. Now, these are all glass roofs, but you can see we have a sunshade up. I will have a link to these sunshade. These are excellent. The problem with the glass roof is you go into a Tesla showroom, you're like, wow, this is so cool, this is amazing. And then you get out in the real world and there is heat just blasting you. Whereas having I feel this hat is ridiculous. Going over into the Hyundai, you just have a normal aluminum roof. It's totally covered. It lets the air conditioning work really efficiently, and you don't have to worry about the AC overrunning and anything like that. So I've actually come to like the fact that they come with just a sealed roof, the simplicity. I wish Tesla offered that. I'm sure they will in the future, but as of right now, they don't. The other thing that Tesla has is this rear display here. So you're able to watch YouTube back here and have your own Bluetooth plugged in. You're able to aim your air conditioning and play games. I'm sure there are going to be updates to this in the future, but this is just another cool piece of technology that the Hyundai doesn't have. But a lot of this stuff, you have to think realistically about it. Are you ever going to use it? So yeah, it's cool, it's flashy, you can say you have it, but are you using it? That's what actually matters. Another big difference, there are no shift stocks here. So that is weird, and you have your turn signals right here. It does still have a horn here. There's no button for the horn, so you just press this like normal. But overall, the experience of having no shift stocks, you get used to it in about a week and you're good to go. Now, the last thing I will talk about in the Tesla is Sentry mode. The Model 3, Y, all of them have cameras all around them built into the vehicle, and all you have to do is put a USB drive into the car, format it, and then you're able to save the footage. Whether someone comes near your car, it has motion sensors to see what's going on. It records it. If there's an accident, it will record it. So that is a great feature that's built into this, and you can remotely view it from your phone anywhere in the world. So as long as your phone is connected to the internet, you can view what's going on in your car, even if you're 1,000 miles away. That is an underrated feature on Teslas that a lot of companies are not even in the ballpark in. You could put an aftermarket system in there, but again, just having it come from the factory and not having to mess with it is a huge value. So now we need to go take these things for a drive and do a little comparison there, and we'll do a sound test and we'll wrap this thing up. Another important thing to you as a consumer will be the warranty of these vehicles. So this chart should help you break it down, but 5-year, 60,000 mile new vehicle warranty in comparison to Tesla's 4-year, 50,000 mile new vehicle warranty. The other difference is Hyundai has 10-year, 100,000 mile powertrain warranty. Tesla has 8-year, 100,000 mile powertrain warranty. And Hyundai also has a 10-year, 100,000 mile electric vehicle system warranty, which I'm pretty sure is the same as Tesla's 8-year, 100,000 mile drive unit warranty. So Hyundai, in all three of those categories, has a better warranty. So driving in the Model 3, again, simplistic, not a lot going on in here. You have this huge display in front of you. You don't have shift stocks or anything like that. Very nice view on the road. And just on feel, I would say that the Hyundai might have a slightly more comfortable ride quality, or the feel coming up through the steering in the Hyundai. There's just less feedback. So that could be a benefit that the Hyundai has. This feels sharper though. The Model 3 feels sportier. It feels like you're more in the car, and the handling feels more nimble. So as we come up to this turn here, that's one thing with all electric vehicles, just the way that you can toss them into a turn and then just rip out of it. It's just such a nice, smooth experience that a gas car just simply can't do. But overall, then you can double tap and you go right into your autopilot feature. Again, all Teslas come with this feature. And then you can pay $99 a month if you want to get full self-driving, or $8,000 and own the license outright on the vehicle. So that is nice to have that capability in there. But overall, Tesla's done what they needed to do. They enhanced the ride quality and they made the sound deadening better on these vehicles. This has 18-inch wheels, just like the Hyundai, and it goes all the way up to 20-inch wheels on the performance model. So the ride quality in here is excellent. It's familiar, beautiful touchscreen here, navigation with all the charging and everything vertically integrated. The Tesla charging network is incredible and adds huge value to Teslas because you have access to all of those, whereas with the Hyundai, you only have access to some of those chargers, but it still enhances the value of the Hyundai because you're able to use a reliable charging network. So yeah, this is, I mean, we've talked about the Model 3 a lot. It's kind of a standard when it comes to electric sedans. This is where all companies should be looking and starting and seeing where they can improve or match Tesla because their manufacturing process is excellent and they've done a really nice job making an appealing car to the masses. So now that we've covered the Model 3, we're gonna drive the Hyundai and then we'll end it with a sound test. Now, one thing I want to point out here, a useful feature that Tesla has is called Keep. The Hyundai does have a version of this. So you click right here, and then you click the settings, and then you go down to utility mode. So when I click that, I say activate utility mode, and now it's on. So basically what this means is I can use the features of the car kind of like a camp mode. I'm able to run the air conditioning and use the ports on the car while it's parked for an extended amount of time. And it also says here, kind of funny, it says, you can use audio and interior lighting with the engine turned off during camping or a long stop, etc. So that's just kind of funny how they point it out. Now, the one downside to it, it's nice that it has the feature, but if I get in the car and I want to put it in drive or reverse, I can't. I have to turn the car off, put my foot on the brake and turn the car back on to get the engine running, as we saw the engine, then it's out of utility mode. So with the Tesla, you just put your foot on the brake, get in, and it turns off keep or dog mode or camp mode. So I think they could adjust that slightly, possibly with a software update, but it does have a feature like that. It's just run slightly differently. To put the car in reverse, again, it has a shift. We've got 3 shift stocks here. Put it in reverse. There's the reverse camera, and we also have, let's see, I don't know what that camera is. It's like a down camera, and this, oh, I see. So this is like to see if you're close to a curb looking straight down, and then this camera is just the general, you know, view of the back door. So put it into drive. Nice red Rivian R1T quad motor there. I don't know that I've ever seen that in red. Looks pretty good. So we'll throw this thing into sport mode, cruise on out of here. Almost immediately, and again, Tesla has good ride quality now. They've fixed that. But almost immediately you can see that this is just a softer vehicle overall. Feels bigger and the suspension feels softer. Also, I'm gonna cut these pedestrians off. Do you guys feel that this is the right move? Because like otherwise they're holding me up, right? So if I can give them space and go, I think that's the move. I don't know, let me know in the comments. Immediately you can tell this is just a little bit softer in terms of spring rate. Steering wheel's in a nice position. Very clean look of both displays here to change the displays and go like that. That's how you can do it. And again, wired CarPlay. You can also rotate through this screen here. If you click like that, you can go through the different displays for however you want the car set up. Damn, nice PSI, 36 all around. So that's nice. We're dialed there. And then again, solid fixed roof, which I've actually come to enjoy because every EV company feels that, I don't know, you look up at the blue skies because you drive an EV, I don't know. But yeah, it's a nice vehicle. It gets great range, has great charging capabilities. You have access to all of the chargers, good ride quality. You have these paddle shifters here to on command change if you want to be in I-pedal mode, single pedal driving, or if you want to go into your different drive modes, you click this button right here. And that's pretty quick. It's moving through. The car, actually, as I do this, feel the car jerking because it's going into the different drive modes. So I think Hyundai has done a really nice job with this. I've always felt that their EVs are solid. The Ioniq 5 is really cool. I love how that thing looks. They have the Ioniq 5N, a high-performance driver-focused EV, and they've done an excellent job with that. So look, if you don't want a car that, you know, Tesla can be very polarizing to people. Oh, there's no buttons and all those things. There's other great options out there, and this is absolutely one of them. It beats Tesla in some ways, but then in other ways, like software, it could be better. But a lot of people don't dive in or care about this like maybe I do or someone like Kyle Connor does. They're just not that into it. They just want a car that drives well, and that's that. So now we got to do the long-awaited sound test between both of them. We're going to do it at 70 miles per hour on a freshly paved road. That way it's as equal as possible. I'll turn the AC off. Let's see how it does. All right, up to 70. All right, so right around in that 56 to 55 decibel reading. So that's pretty good. Again, smooth segment of road. Now I'm curious to see what it is in the Hyundai. All right, so getting up to 70 miles per hour. Ooh, new Model 3 Performance. That one qualifies for the tax credit too. Up to 70. All right, so the testing there has showed us it's maybe about 1.5 decibels quieter. It's slightly quieter. And both Andrew and I, as we were driving, kind of felt that it would be that way. The Hyundai is slightly quieter driving on the road at 70 miles per hour over the Model 3. Now, if you want to see the Hyundai Ioniq 5 compared to the Tesla Model Y, click this video right here. That will be very helpful to you.